We are Steve and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show.
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Howdy.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about hiring your land staff dream team. Again, this topic came from Jill's debut ladies, what's it called?
Land Academy Ladies.
Jill identified through a popular request to start a women's closed investment group. So if you're a Land Academy member and you're a female, you are welcome to join. How would they do that?
Send a note to support@landacademy.com and you will get the email invite. It's a closed Zoom meeting that we do every Tuesday afternoon. So
I have to say on this women's group thing, more than just being a women's group, I think it's a celebration and a reward system and a motivational system for people who are like-minded. And I think that this day and age, that doesn't get enough notoriety or enough credits. I think if you surround yourself by people who are like-minded, who share the same opinions and views and aspirations, or let's say values that you do, I think it can be an incredibly powerful and incredibly empowering tool. So if it happens to be gender, great. If it happens to be education level, great. If it happens to be whatever it is, I think that surrounding yourself with people, and I'm not saying close your mind. I'm saying learn from people that are of like mind. That's it. And I don't know what you guys talked about. I mean, well, maybe you can summarize what you guys talked about in the first.
That's the whole point. No. And I'll tell you right now, too. Right now, we are not sharing those recordings. They're not posted anywhere. It's for that group. We're there, and we have our cameras on, and we're smiling and laughing, and there's kids in the background, and it's fun. We're, because we're getting work done. We all have busy lives, and it's just for us. So no, I'm not going to paraphrase it.
Wow. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free.
Josh wrote, "Hello all. I have a lot that I'm purchasing for $15,000. Title report came back with issues. A deed that appears to have been filed incorrectly. The grantor and the grantee were switched. Hilarious. And a quitclaim deed later in the chain of title. The title company said that needs to be replaced with a general warranty deed. The title company is working to fix these issues and appears will be able to do so." Well, that's cool. I'm going to pause right there to just say it's kind of...
Congratulations.
Yeah. You found the one title company, just kidding, an agent willing to do this. This is really good. People think that when you get a deed recorded, that they double check it all, that it's good to go, just because I got a stamp on it, got it returned with a date on it, and a book and page number that I did it right, I'm good to go. No. You could hand them your laundry list and they will record it and send it back to you. They don't check the stuff. And this is a perfect example. It goes from, they are literally just the recorder. That's it. I got this certificate, I recorded it, and it went into the books. And then it doesn't until it makes its way to the right person, which is kind of the assessor, down the road to go, wait a minute. And they may or may not catch it. Usually they will catch it. At some point, it gets to the assessor and they go, well, this isn't the right person I'm not going to change the tax rolls because this isn't right. And then it'll eventually make its way back. So this one is just hilarious that nobody caught it. Do you want to add to that? I'm going to go on.
No, I think it's great.
Okay. However, in order for them to fix this stuff and to give me title insurance, they also need a survey because the legal description of the property isn't descriptive enough. How many more problems do we need to have on this poor thing?
So, when Jill just said they'll record your laundry list, that's only certain counties. If they're reading the legal description and it's not matching what they see, that's pretty good. Like, you're actually getting what you pay for from a title company. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they're not just creating work and at this day and age, I really doubt that they would do that because there's so many transactions happening.
Right.
But I'd like to know who this title company is because I'll use them.
Exactly. This is a corner lot.
He goes on to say.
Oh, sorry. He goes on to say. It's hilarious. This is
why there's a women's group.
Yeah.
This
right here.
This kind of stuff doesn't
Right now.
go on in a women's
I
group.
am writing this down. This is what we're talking about next week. Interruptions. Just kidding. Or corrections.
Male interruption.
Male corrections on air in public.
Oh, it never is the reverse. You know, Jill never
hilarious.
corrects me, so it's only one way.
Thank you. Well, Jack, what would I do without you? Who knows where we would be living out of what van if I did not have you. It's a shining example of how.
Don't worry your pretty little head, Jill. I
That's
got
right.
it.
That's exactly right. Whew. We women can't do anything. He goes on to say, this is a corner lot. On the lot adjacent to it, I've already purchased and had to get the survey there as well. Great. Call that guy back, by the way, and have him come out and do this one because he's halfway there.
Yeah, it's too bad they couldn't do them at the same time.
We
Way
got to have a
cheaper.
break on it. Okay. And so he continues. My concern here is that the seller won't wait for the survey at least 4 weeks in this area and will back out. It seems like a low likelihood that there will be any issues with the survey, especially since we just surveyed the adjacent lot and they are practically the same size and shape, but I'm wary of purchasing a $15,000 property without title insurance. I don't know whether clearing up these issues in the chain of title will make me feel more or less comfortable about it. Lastly, this is a slam dunk deal. Should easily double my money based on the results from the adjacent lot. Any thoughts appreciated? Thanks.
Well, based on your gender, you're much more qualified.
You're obviously a man. Let's just see. Yep, Josh.
No, seriously, Jill, what would you do here?
You know what? I would think that if I'm already buying one property from the person, then they're even more vested to sell me the other property. I wouldn't worry about that. And the only thing I would do differently is just constantly check in and make sure the seller, do temperature checks every week on the seller. Like, hi, I just want to let you know where we stand. This one's almost done. This one, we're waiting on this. How you doing? I bet you're excited. This check is going to come in probably around this day because we're going to close here, and then the other payment's going to come in on this day. Just keep them engaged and involved.
Here's the other thing about a survey, and you want to make sure that the surveyor old school stakes the property because it's a huge sales tool on the sell side. If you can hand them a complete printout or a PDF of the actual survey findings and show pictures of everything staked with the little orange tags on it, that separates you from anybody else that's selling property in the area for sure.
That's awesome.
Today's topic, hiring I'm sorry if that, was the man point of view.
Yeah, well, it's a little brief. It's okay.
Today's topic, hiring your land staff dream team. This is why you're listening.
Because we like to feel our way through everything. So I would like to talk about that a little bit more. Just kidding.
Feel and talk.
Yes, we do. That's how we go. That's how we roll.
This whole concept of yin and yang is it's such a compromised pain in the butt for everybody. How many bands kicked out fantastic music when there's 2 or 3 people writing the music and the lyrics and all that, and then they break up because they hate each other, and then the stuff that they put out individually is so awful you just can't listen to it. It's the same way in a business or a partnership and a relationship partnership. The yin and the yang is supposed to be, by nature, argumentative and debateful and all of that. So you have to find a way to do that. This is a prelude to the topic, by the way, and a exit from the gender thing.
Okay.
You have to find a way to realize and appreciate the other person's point of view and use it so it makes everybody successful and the whole thing rises up together.
I love that. That's a really good analogy. I like the band analogy. you're right. The solo things, they never seem to work out as well as a whole band does.
Right.
I can't think of one right now that jumps out of.
Phil Collins.
Oh, well, I mean,
he was better by himself than Genesis.
okay. Well, you got one. We're going to beat this man thing into the ground here. This is bad. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying to think. Okay, give me a woman example.
Stevie Nicks. No, she was better in the band.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, okay. So
as we go, I'll just keep reeling them off.
Okay, that's good. As you think of them, this is really good.
Can I have one thing to say on this topic, and then, or do you want to go first?
Go ahead. No.
For me, hiring staff, and I learned this the hard way, you have to hire people that are so much more intelligent than you are at what what you specifically want them to do, that there's just no training involved at all. We just hired a producer, a television producer, who's just, if you look at his resume, it's shocking. And the same thing with a marketing person, it's just shocking. So, and are they expensive? Hell yes. Are they worth it? Yeah. You know, they need to come in. They both separately came in and assessed our situations and put together a 1 or 2 page audit. I'll call it an audit because I have an accounting background. It's not necessarily that. It's really just an opinion of what we're doing wrong. And we asked them to do that. And it's just the immediate and dramatic improvement in those areas is amazing. So hiring a staff for me is making sure you get the right people. And it's going to take several people. You got to hire them and let them go, and hire them and let them go. Hopefully you can do it. This day and age, everybody's working from home. It's 1099. You give them a trial period and they're out.
Sometimes they voluntarily say they're out. I've had that.
Yeah.
I had one employee, remember that? I said, I knew it was not working, and I let her make the decision. I said, look, it is not going to hurt my feelings if you go home and wake up tomorrow morning and say, this isn't for me, because I know this is hard for you. And I really liked her. I wanted to help her and teach her, but I could see it in her that she was struggling, and it was just too much, and it was going over her head. So she did the next day send me a very nice email saying, it was so sweet. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. I love the whole concept. I love your business. I love how you help these people. She said, I just can't keep up. And I said, that's okay.
My job in all of this as a manager, and probably your job in your land company or real estate company, is to hire the right people, give them the right and correct motivation and direction, and provide the tools for them to succeed, whether it's money, direction, computers, or whatever. But what does not work for me, and it works for some people, what doesn't work for me is training. If I have to sit and train somebody, I probably hired the wrong person. They need to come in and just be completely independent and say, oh yeah, no, this is how we should do it this way. And not to the point where they're insubordinate, because we've had people like that too. They just need to say, the last 2 places I worked, we had the same problem. This happened, we did this, and this, and I'm happy to do it next week for you.
I think you're right. My way of saying that is, I agree with you. They need to come in and immediately make it better. If they've been here after a couple of weeks, you go, oh, whew, I'm so glad I got that off my plate. They're doing a fantastic job. They are, answering the phone and getting these things documented faster than I am. I was doing wonderful, whatever it is. That's
exactly
what should be happening.
Exactly. So if you're super young, you probably, like let's use Starbucks as an example. I was going to use like some of the large companies in Detroit, car companies. There's a training period, or the airlines. There's a training period of a month. It's maybe 6 weeks where you go off somewhere, stay in a hotel,
That's true.
And
learn the equipment,
learn it, and go through the whole thing. And now it's online, but it's still a long training period. And then you go through. You work next to somebody for quite some time, see how the job's actually done. It's basically holding your hand, and then you fly solo and see what happens. That's so dead, so far not what I believe personally, and how people should operate in life. That their independence is what people who are incredibly independent thrive in our environment.
And I honestly love when I get, you have the right person. When they have a new perspective on things, and like you just said, like another way, they're like, hey, there's a better way to do this. can I show you? Or, I know you guys are set on this program, but would you consider X? I'm like, heck yeah. I love that. One of our employees brought up something to me yesterday. I'm trying to find my notes to see what it is. I'm like, it's a new way of communicating. It's not WhatsApp. It's something else, and I can't remember. I'm like, I've never heard of it. I love it. Bring it. And they're like, I just heard people using this, and they're loving it. It's a new thing, and I'm like, I'm in. I used to be, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And now I'm like, nope.
No, yeah.
Bring it.
I used to be like that too.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's our age and our generation.
Yeah.
But no, that's long past. That was gone in 2005.
So how do you find your land staff dream team? It's not easy. So it depends on the role that you're looking for. If it's a repetitive, easy task, I would absolutely, I need someone to fill in this column on 10,000 lines of data. That's a VA job all day long. That's really easy. That could be, and that's part of your dream team, doing those easy, simple tasks. Look, here's the county. You put it in, you copy in what the taxes are. That's all I need. Now, you want a more involved person, like photographer. You're going to maybe use your peers. I know our online community is great for stuff like that. It's still part of your dream team. You need to have a good photographer for the areas that you're buying photos. You could also, reach out on all the online things. Don't discount LinkedIn. Don't discount Craigslist even. There's all kinds of unique sites now for finding photographers and things. Try a few. If you're like us and you find yourself doing a lot of property in the same area, you could use the same guy over and over again. Make it a nice system where, hey, I email you all my properties on Tuesday. You have all the pictures back to me by Friday. I PayPal you the money. You just send me an invoice, whatever it is. Make it easy. And then the third thing is, it's going to be harder on your dream team, is that assistant, that transaction coordinator, that things of those nature, not a Pat Live person, something like that. That's going to take the time, and those are the ones that I was saying that you really have. It might take a couple employees until you find the one that you really mesh with.
It's never been easier or cheaper to hire people for very specific tasks than it is right now. So picture a hub with spokes going down, and you're the hub, and then right below that hub is another person. That's your assistant. And then now all the spokes go down, almost like a flow chart or a family a tree. It wasn't that long ago that the only way you could hire somebody was through the newspaper and the classified ads. It was truly not that long ago. Things like Fiverr and LinkedIn and Indeed allow you to really look at a lot of resumes very effectively and decide and then see the work that they've done and where they've worked. If they're working for somebody else right now, those are personally my favorite types of employees to hire. They're already doing a good job for somebody else, or they did a job last month for somebody and it ended. Those are the types of independent people that already have kind of a sort of a consulting / business going already, so they know how to manage 2 or 3 clients at a time. And if you can get somebody, give them a task, they do great at it, give them another one, they do great at it, and hire them, it's probably going to work. Not all the time. But it's a lot better than hiring somebody out of the newspaper doing 20. It takes months to do it that way. And so the other thing too with this outsourcing is you can get people that, like, when you hire a photographer to go out and shoot your property, they're a photographer. Hopefully.
They better be.
Hopefully they're not somebody who just got a drone and is going to figure it out when they get there.
Exactly. And their cell phone.
That's what the internet's for, to look at reviews and deal with their... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just... This is good news. It's all good news. It's never been easier to hire staff and buy and sell real estate than it is right now. And next year it's going to be even easier than now.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's it.
Okay. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called Achieving Balance in Work and Life. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. These are all kind of like girl topics.
I wonder where you got them. You're looking at my desk?
No, as I recall it, you kind of requested that we talk about this stuff.
Well, I said if you need some ideas, I can tell you what's hot on our minds.
I always need ideas.
I know.
Always.
Happy to help. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you find our content valuable, and we really appreciate your support. If you haven't already, please zip on over to our YouTube channel, The Land Academy Show, and please hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the type of content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps us to create the type of content you're here for.
Wow.
Hitting the like. How many times can I say this and memorize it? How many times does
That
it
was
take?
really funny.
Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.
We are Steve and Jill.
Information.
We are Steve and Jill. We are Steve and Jill.
You know how there's some stuff you're great at? Memorizing lines for me, it's not my thing.
That's okay.
You're very good at it. You can say it 3 times and just forever.
I can do that. I'm pretty good.
We're
Oh, we're going to do that part again? I think just
gotta
do
finish this.
information.
We
are
are
Steve
Steve
and
and Jill.
Jill.
Information
And inspiration.
to buy undervalued property.